because I mean, you get in what you put out. So,
What have you? What would you say has been your athletic highlight as a football player at Georgia so far? Is there a memorable play for you? When you've been on the field for some pretty big situations,
I definitely would have to say the Florida game when I hit that guy on kickoff, because I mean it was a collision, but I don't know, probably in the Rose Bowl game against Oklahoma, I made a tackle, and just making a tackle in the Rose Bowl game,
Yeah,
I
you're
thought
right.
it was pretty cool.
You're in the stat sheet forever.
Yeah. How competitive is it to kind of get a spot at inside linebacker with the talent that they bring in here? And it's probably like that in a lot of positions. What do you do as a player to try to catch the coach's eye during these practices?
It's very competitive. I mean, you can't work your way around it. You can't slack off or anything, and it's fun. I mean, you got to do things that you would normally have to do, and you're gonna want to do that. You know what I mean? You have to take that extra step instead of the play's over with. You have to hit the guy extra hard. You got to square him up just a little bit better than you did, because the little things is what sticks out.
You showed up here. I'm sorry, apologize. You were. You have to be confident to compete at the level that you've always competed at coming to Georgia. But I'm thinking about your time, and you showed up, at the same time that Roquan kind of ascended all of a sudden in 2017. I'm just wondering about the reality of that. Were you immediately like, oh my God? I mean, you think you're good, and then you realize, wow, this guy's kind of otherworldly,
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy watching Roquan, especially in his, I guess you could say, his breakout year, his junior year.
Yeah.
It made all of us want to work harder though. So I mean, him going to practice every day, because Roquan would go to practice every day and work like he was in a game. So when he got in the games, I mean, you could tell he's just making plays all over the field. So that helped us out, and we wanted to be like him, the younger players, and shoot some even the older players. So.
Coach Smart has used the word havoc to describe this defense. Can you attest to that and kind of give me a description of what's going on out there on the field?
Oh yeah, I guess I could start out with the definition. Havoc is the percentage of plays we create, tackle for loss, PBU, which is pass breakup, forced fumble, or an interception. And pretty much what we're focusing on is last year we didn't get quite as many interceptions as we wanted, or sacks, or whatever. And so we're emphasizing that havoc of getting to the ball, being nasty, being violent, and that's one thing we're working on.
You mentioned Roquan Smith a moment ago, maybe because of him. Last two recruiting classes, Georgia has recruited your position almost as well as anyone ever has. It'd be easy to get discouraged knowing there's so much talent in your group, especially younger than you. How have you processed all that, knowing that they've brought in some really impressive linebackers the last two recruiting classes?
I mean, it's let me think of how to describe this. It's cool, honestly, just seeing younger guys that are better than you, because you're like, oh, I'm older, I'm gonna be better. That's not true. I mean, they're working, and it's just all a part of God's plan, and I can't rush it. Like I said earlier, I can't rush it. I can't hope for something that's not gonna be there. But I mean, I want to play here, and I expect to play some. But it's just all a part of me. It's only on me.
So you didn't feel any frustration or anything, just seeing those younger guys, or seeing those older guys kind of take the step and, playing consistently throughout those seasons, the past 2 seasons?
I mean, it was. I was proud for them, because I mean, being that young and getting to play in games like that, it was cool, and it just showed me that I needed to work harder.
In my job, I talk to a lot of Georgia fans. Do you get the sense for how popular you are? I can't think of a better way to ask the question than that. A lot of people are really curious about what is going on with you. Do you get the sense of that? Do you notice that? Do you feel that?
I mean, I can feel it a little bit, but I try not to focus on that. I love all the Dog Nation fans. I mean, every one of them's great. So I just appreciate the ones that follow me specifically, and especially the ones who follow this entire team.
All these questions seem to have the same kind of tenor of, are you okay with how this is going, and being asked a lot of
I'm
depth
fine.
chart questions and
it's good.
recruited over questions and
It's
everything? Or should we feel sorry for
No,
Nate
of
McBride
course
or
not.
anything?
No, don't feel sorry for me. I'm fine. I mean, let me see. My pastor from back home in Vidalia, he would always say that football is what you play, it's not who you are. And I take a lot of pride in football and being from Vidalia and making it to this level. But, I mean, I'm not finished yet. I still have work to be done, and I'm going to just let God help me out.
As what off the field is who you are and that you've gotten out of it,
Out of
here so far?
Well, it's definitely taught me to grow stronger mentally and physically. It's taught me just to, be patient. That's one thing. I'm not a patient person whatsoever. I can't go fishing because I'm not a patient person. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's gotten me closer to God too. Just leaning on Him in time of need, and sometimes I ask myself questions, but it's always been answered, and I'm always going to just keep pushing forward.
Do you literally go fishing and you can't do it, or are you just saying that you suck at fishing?
No, I like fishing. I'm pretty good at it, but I get too bored, and I'm like, all right, let's get something going here. But
when